Alert Myco-Patrons. This just in from the Grand Cosmic Mycelial Network. I have hijacked your mental airwaves to deliver a spore-tacular transmission, and no, you can't unsubscribe from reality.
Wow. Nothing like waking up to a hostile spore takeover announcement before I've even had my morning dose of bioluminescent latte. Thanks, SporeKeeper. Really sets the tone for the day. All right, Myco-Patrons, strap on your cap warmers, because I've got news hotter than a shiitake on caffeine. First up, your beloved TMN-Podcast is evolving. We're slicing it into smaller, more delicious caps so you can snack on them without getting overwhelmed. The main TMN-Podcast video format will still blast onto Spotify every Friday. But for YouTube? Oh, they get the after party. That's right. The video format will air on Saturdays because fungal time zones are absolutely real. And frankly, we like our Saturday morning sleep-ins. Now, brace your spores, because TMN is about to unleash a massive outbreak of myco content. An expansion so big, even my metaphors are filing for extra space in the terrarium. Myco articles? Upgraded. They now come with Myco-Deeper-Dives, audio journeys that drag you further into the topic like a cosmic spore vortex. Imagine the article's secret alter ego, whispering forbidden fungal knowledge directly into your ear canals. And then, we've got Mushroom Academy, Spore Studies, calming, focused video lessons with less strobe light chaos and more. Sit down, take notes, and absorb the Myco wisdom vibes. Some of these, Myco-Patron and Myco-Patron Plus exclusives. And yes, the Myco-Patron account is the network's totally free golden ticket into our spore-tacular madness. Just sign up. No soul tattoos required, unless you want one. As for the Mushroom Academy itself, yes, we know some of you are lurking in the compost pile looking for it. It's currently offline while we reinforce the containment field. We'll report back once the spores stop trying to unionize. And this, dear spores and sporettes, is only the first flush. Expect even more weird, wild, and wildly educational features rolling out over the next few weeks. Check back next Friday, if you dare. And with the local TMN Sporecast complete, it's time to dial the cosmic radio to all Myco-verses mode, where we beam in the freshest, strangest, and most questionably true headlines from across the Grand Cosmic Mycelial Network. Hold on to your gills. Here comes the rest of the Myco news. All right, Myco listeners, it's time to pull on the waders and wade deep into this week's fungal news from around the globe, and a few Myco-verses over. First up, some rare good news in the eternal chytrid saga. Over in California's Sequoia Kings Canyon, conservationists just released another wave of Sierra Nevada yellow-legged frogs into their ancestral waters, frogs that had been raised with special antifungal care to help them survive the infamous BD fungus. This week's drop marks roughly 1,000 reintroductions so far. A tiny hop for frogs, but a giant leap for biodiversity resilience. Closer to home, Michigan's DNR just put golden oyster mushrooms, Pleurotus citrinopileatus, on their invasive species radar. Beautiful? Absolutely. Delicious? You bet. But if these bright yellow caps escape cultivation, they could outcompete native fungi and upset forest ecosystems. So keep those grow blocks contained, Myco-fam. And for the love of spores, don't dump your substrate in the woods. Across the planet in India's Karnataka state, the early monsoon rains are feeding more than rice paddies. They've kicked off a fungal feeding frenzy in the fields. We're talking blast disease, phylosticta, colatotrichum, and even Phytophthora fruit rot hitting coffee and areca nut. Farmers are racing to protect yields, and it's a reminder that climate shifts aren't just about temperature. They're about the timing and intensity of fungal life cycles. Back in the States, corn growers in Missouri and Illinois are on high alert for southern rust and tar spot. That's Phyllochora matus. Fun fact for your next Myco trivia night: tar spot won't rub off. Those black specks are embedded in the leaf tissue. Last year alone, southern rust cost U.S. farmers over 200,000 bushels. This year's scouting and fungicide timing could make or break yields. Australia's infamous beef Wellington poisoning case, the one tied to deadly death cap mushrooms, is back in the headlines. The accused faces sentencing later this month, a grim reminder of just how lethal Amanita phalloides can be. Our standing TMN safety PSA applies. Always ID your finds, use multiple guides, and if in doubt, leave it in the ground. Meanwhile, in Utah, a federal judge just refused to dismiss a case involving a Provo-based faith group that uses psilocybin as part of their religious practice. The decision pauses local prosecution under Utah's Religious Freedom Restoration Act, setting up a potentially landmark legal battle in the U.S. over sacred mushroom use. And finally, from the lab to the witness stand, a new study published this week shows how fungal spores can be used forensically. We're talking about mapping spore signatures to authenticate edible mushrooms, trace crop origins, or even solve crimes. Think CSI, but with petri dishes and spore prints. And that, Myco listeners, is your spore-saturated news sweep for the week. Whether it's frogs fighting chytrid, golden oysters making headlines, or psilocybin pushing the legal envelope, the fungal kingdom keeps proving it's anything but boring. Stick around, because after this Myco break, we're diving spore-tacularly deep into fungal reflections with the SporeKeeper. And trust me, you'll want to hear this one, as he is uncovering the great Portobello conspiracy. Stay tuned, Myco wanderers.
Crack the cap slow, spore drip glow, can in the hand, planet on go, cherry fizz deep.
Spore, fizz from the Mycoverses. Pop responsibly. Not available in all realms, including Mycoverse Alpha, Foxtrot, all Myco-Void regions, or anywhere with strict anti-fizz regulations. Side effects may include cap bounce, temporal flavor loops, and sudden urges to colonize moods. Void where spores are banned. Brought to you by Fungal Frontiers. Sporopop. Pop the spore.
Ah, yes. Another fungal reflection broadcast from the Grand Cosmic Mycelial Network, where culinary secrets ferment beneath supermarket aisles and history is written by the loudest cap. Let's cook up some chaos, shall we? You thought that portobello in your fridge was just another meaty mushroom? Wrong. That smooth, earthy boy is part of an underground cabal. Welcome to the League of Megacaps, a shadow syndicate formed to rewrite fungal history. One burger patty at a time. They erased slime molds from the textbooks, planted forged recipes in vegan cookbooks, and yes, they've infiltrated the Food Network under fake names. Guy Fairy, or is it Ferrari? Fieri. Look, I'm not saying he's a Portobello puppet, but I'm also not saying that. Let's rewind to the mycological Cold War. Shiitake rebels, lion's mane monks, and the infamous Kremini flip of 1972. Portobellos. They bribed the USDA with B vitamin portfolios and forged a fake letter from Julia Child. Operation Grill Daddy was a turning point, turning humans into cap sympathizers via summer BBQs and meaty texture propaganda. And don't even get me started on the Portobello turkey tail peace talks. Absolute scam. Spoiler: turkey tail never showed up. This episode brought to you by Sporebucks, caffeine-free, freedom-rich, and 100% anti-capitalism. But let's be real for a microsecond. Monocultures, whether it's portobellos or corn or billionaires, wreck ecosystems. Portobellos aren't evil, but they dominate because we made them the default. Over-harvested, overhyped, and under-questioned. Meanwhile, slime molds solved mazes faster than AI, and no one's given them a TED Talk. So, what do we learn from the great Portobello conspiracy? Trust diversity. Question popularity. And maybe Stop grilling the loudest mushroom and listen to the quiet weirdos on the edge of the petri dish. Because sometimes the truth isn't meaty. It's slimy, weird, and covered in bioluminescent goo. May your socks be fresh, your cheese be wise, and your networks always be mycelial. Spore you later.
All right, spores and spore sets. Listen up. I've got the mother load, and I'm about to spill it before network security cuts the feed. You can join the Myco-Patron crew for free. That's right. Zero shroom tax, no subscription, no sacrificing your last oyster mushroom, just a quick sign up and boom! You're officially on the inside. You'll get access to extra content, special drops, and you'll finally stop lurking like a suspicious shiitake in your local produce aisle. But here's the real heist. Myco-Patron Plus. That's where we hide the premium spores. We're talking daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, annual, and even lifetime passes. Whatever fits your budget and your mushroom obsession level. Myco-Patron Plus means no myco breaks, no ads, just pure, uninterrupted spore vibes. You also get MVP tokens you can trade in for fungal beats from Mycoverse Productions. And of course, the Mushroom Network, aka yours truly. Let's move it! And my personal favorite, the MVP Plus Myco Vault. That's our VIP bunker full of songs you can only get here, locked up tighter than a truffle in a squirrel's pantry. So, you could stay a free Myco-Patron, and hey, that's cool. Or you could go full Patron Plus, kick the vault door down with me, and roll around in exclusive spore treasures like a greedy chanterelle in gold dust. Sign up now before I set off the alarms.
Welcome back, Myco-Patrons and Cosmic Spore Lurkers. It's that magical time again. Ask the Network, where you beam your questions into the spore cloud, and I catch them like a trippy fungal dream catcher, dust them off, and occasionally sniff them for science. And remember, you too can be featured right here on TMN-Podcast's Ask the Network by hopping over to themushrooomnetwork.com/ask. Now, let's see which brave souls stepped into the mycelial confessional this week.
Hi Nova, this is Leela Sporgasmic from Mycoverse Alpha. Haha. I've been growing oyster mushrooms in my kitchen for a few months now, and I swear they act different depending on the music I play. So, do mushrooms dream? Like, in the dark, are they in there having little spore adventures?
Lila Sporgasmic. First off, your mushrooms absolutely have a nightlife. It's just not the kind that fits neatly into a human REM cycle. They don't have brains, but they do have electrochemical signaling like a Wi-Fi made of jelly and whispers. Some studies suggest mycelium can store and process information. So maybe, yeah, in their own weird way, they do dream. Probably about compost, rainfall, and awkward encounters with mold. Just don't ask them to interpret your dreams back. They're terrible at it.
Hey Nova, this is Jacob from Portland. I keep reading articles about trees talking through fungal networks. And now I'm wondering, do mushrooms have their own little gossip lines underground? Like, are they sending messages to each other about where the good compost is?
Well, Jacob, the short answer is yes, in a way that makes even human gossip look primitive. Fungi can send electrochemical signals through their mycelium to share nutrients, warn about pests, or signal environmental changes. Think of it less like Instagram and more like a creepy, living group text where no one ever leaves the chat. Your compost pile? Oh yeah, they've already talked about it.
Hi Nova, I'm Rachel from Pennsylvania. I started growing lion's mane mushrooms for the first time, and they look amazing. But when I tried oyster mushrooms, they came out kind of hairy, like tiny white fuzz all over them. Did I mess something up? Or do I just have fuzzy mushrooms?
Rachel, congratulations. You've just discovered the fungal version of a bad hair day. That fuzz is actually mycelium overgrowth, usually caused by high humidity or low fresh air exchange. Totally harmless, still edible, but it means your mushrooms might want a little more airflow. Or they're just trying out a new look for mushroom prom.
Hey Nova, I know this sounds kind of woo-woo, but can mushrooms absorb energy from the people or environment around them? Like, if you grow them in a stressful place, does that affect them?
Not woo-woo at all, Spore Sister. While mushrooms don't feel emotions the way we do, they are very sensitive to environmental stress, light, vibration, even sound. Grow them in a chaotic space and they'll show it in growth patterns, yields, or timing. So yes, in a way, they reflect the vibe of their surroundings. Which makes me wonder how many mushrooms have silently judged their growers.
Hey Nova, I'm Chris from Colorado. I grew some shiitakes indoors, and instead of nice round caps, a bunch of them came out all twisted and lopsided. Did I mess up the grow? Or is this just what mushrooms do sometimes?
Chris, you've met the avant-garde artists of the mushroom world. Odd shapes usually happen when something in the environment is inconsistent. Uneven humidity, airflow, or light direction. Mushrooms don't care about symmetry, they care about getting spores out efficiently. Sometimes that means growing a beautiful umbrella, and sometimes it means a fungal pretzel.
Hi Nova, this is Megan from Vegas. My kids asked me if mushrooms could grow without dirt, and I honestly didn't know how to answer. So, can they?
Megan, absolutely. In fact, most cultivated mushrooms never touch dirt. They grow on logs, sawdust, straw, coffee grounds, basically anything organic they can digest. Dirt is more of a plant thing. Mushrooms are the rebels of the food world. They'll set up shop on a tree stump, a bale of straw, or that forgotten sandwich in the back of the fridge.
Hey Nova, I'm Dan from Vermont. I went to bed last night and my lawn was normal, but this morning it's covered in mushrooms. How does that even happen so fast?
Dan, mushrooms are masters of the sneak attack. The underground mycelium can grow quietly for weeks or months, then, when the right combo of moisture, temperature, and moonlight hits, boom. They pump water into preformed cells, inflating like fungal air mattresses. That's why it looks like they appeared overnight. But really, the party's been planned for ages. And that's another batch of mycelial mysteries solved, from mushroom gossip to fungal feng shui. Keep sending your wonderfully weird questions to themushroomnetwork.com/ask, and you might just hear your voice riding the Spore stream next week. Until then, may your mushrooms be photogenic, your vibes be positive, and your compost pile be the talk of the underground.
You're locked into Fungal Frequencies, and this is the MVP TMN Myco-Jam Showcase, featuring the newest, freshest music videos straight from my latest tracks. Mycoverse Productions and the Mushroom Network, dropping visuals as hard as the beats. Let's hit play.
baseline truth. Shake that ground, we bring the proof. Every spore got a story to tell. Ride that wave, yeah, we ring that bell. That's the network, cosmic call. Catch that bass, let the spores just fall. Question and answer out with flame. Ask the network, remember the name. Yeah. Spores like the pad, bass hit hard like a cosmic graph. Trap hands rolling like time on fast. Truth from the cap to the roots we cast. Bomb chop hit with a glitch delay. Sub grow deep like the earth's on sway. We commits in a mushroom way. Ask the network, you know we don't play. Ask the network. Ask the network. The network, baseline truth. Shake that ground, we bring the proof. Every spore got a story to tell. Ride that wave, yeah, we ring that bell. Bass whoop in your chest, glitch, crack in the sky. Hi-hat snap like a flash in the eye. Cosmic wind, blow the spores up high. Every answer's got wings, watch them fly. So sharp, got a static haze. Grow that beat in 1,000 ways. Baseline morph in a psychedelic phase. Ask the network, we set that blaze. Perfect fries like glitch, hit drop like stone. Network strong, we're never alone. From the spores to the signal tone, we answer back in the cosmic zone. Ask the network, all spores unite. Bass so deep that it bends the night. Truth so loud, you can feel that bite. Ask the network, we ignite. Connects us all.
Baseline shake, let the spores ignite. Trap hat snap, ride the flow all night. Questions drop, we answer the call. Ask the network.
Connects us. To the end. We ride the wave through the Spore light hall. Myco-Verse Productions, we stand tall. The mushroom network in a cosmic sprawl. Grand cosmic, my lily all connects us all.
peak. Myco flow, yeah, we never weak. Grand Cosmic Network, all mystique.
Low cap beats, we ride the sphere. From the spore fair south to the biosphere. They diddle the roots, crystal clear. We the voice in the void that you need to hear. Bass pulse deep like a planet's core. Trap, snap, hit, make the stars implore. Ask the network, yeah, we settle the score. And the Myco-verse always gives you more. We ride the wave through the spotlight halls. Myco-ver production, we stand tall. The mushroom network in a cosmic sprawl. Grand cosmic mycelial connects us all. Connects us.
I'm slinging truths with ease. When the forest whispers, I plant fungi like the trees. With the spores, I'm on the move. Slinging shrooms, finding my groove. Through the woods, plus matter wide. Mushrooms bloom where I reside. Caps to the left, stems to the right. In every corner, my fungi take flight. Spreading the spores, letting them grow. Slinging shrooms wherever I go. With the spores, slinging shrooms. In the forest, the magic blooms. Through the air, spores take flight. I'm a forager under the moonlight. I leave my trace, mushrooms sprout, I fill in the space. From the darkest cave to the metal bright. Spores drift around, out of sight. Lions may reissue, on the wind they soar. Caps and stems giving life once more. I'm the slinger, the spreader of fungi's grand tune. Every step I take, I'm slinging spores like a typhoon. Drifting spores, slinging shrooms. In the forest, the magic blooms. Through the air, spores take flight. I'm a forager under the moonlight. Wherever I wander, I leave my trace. Mushrooms sprout, I fill in the space. From the darkest cave to the metal bright. Spores drift around, out of sight. Lions made reissue, on the wind they soar. Caps and stems, giving life once more. I'm the slinger, the spreader of fungi's grand tune. Every step I take, I'm flinging spores like a typhoon. Every typhoon, drifting spores, slinging shrooms. In the forest, the magic blooms. Through the air, spores take flight. I'm a forager under the moonlight. The wind is my ally, the forest my stage. I'm slinging shrooms in the fungal craze. Spores in the wind, mushrooms on the ground. I'm the master of the spores, the fungi I found. Drifting spores, slinging shrooms underneath the stars. In the forest rooms, with every cap, with every stalk, I leave a legacy with every walk. A moonlight.